Hey guys, welcome to my podcast where I analyze movies with the rhetorical choices and the space cat. Today I'm going to be talking about The Godfather 1. My name is Ezra Lopez and I'm going to be talking to you about it. So, for the speaker of the film, I mostly found out that it was Michael Corleone. He's the main character of the movie. For the purpose of the film, I put it to tell the story of how Michael Corleone becomes the new Godfather. But for the audience, I put it. It appeals to everybody now and from back then, even though it was filmed in the 70s. For the context of that film, I put it's an Italian mafia crime family set in post World War II and to the late 50s. For the exigence of the film, I put it's to sympathize for a crime family, and to show the rise in power of Michael Corleone and how he becomes this pretty much ruthless godfather. For the message of the film, I put the love for your family can make you do crazy things, and I'm gonna go more into detail later on into that. But I did find my 5 rhetorical choices. For the first one, I found symbolism. The wedding scene is a pretty good example. On the outside, everybody's laughing. It's joyful. It's bright. People are laughing. But on the inside of the house, we have actually the Godfather, the one that dies later on in the film, Vito Corleone. He's actually plotting to kill somebody, and the setting is dark. People in fancy suits smoking cigars. It's a hostile environment, you could say. It shows how even bad people can look good on the outside, but they're still bad on the inside to their core. For personification, I put not for personification. For my other rhetorical choice, I put personification. The movie personifies the businesses and cities as people like working for the mob. But it illustrates how much wealth the family has and the impact the business have on them. For my third rhetorical choice, I put a irony. Sonny says Michael Corleone's brother in the film that to his sister's husband, Carlo, next time you touch my sister, I'll kill you, because he was abusive to the sister. But what's ironic about that is, when he actually does abuse the sister again, he goes to kill Carlo. But on the way, he actually gets picked up. Well, not picked up. He gets shot up by mobsters on the toll, waiting to cross over to actual New York. When he's there, he gets stopped and he gets gunned down by the mob, by another family. So it's ironic, it's really ironic, because he's the one who actually ended up dying instead of Carlo. But Carlo does die later on in the film. He gets what he deserves. For the fourth rhetorical choice, I put imagery. The way the movie showcases violence in the film really just shows how brutal the mob is. Like Michael Corleone kills 2 guys, and it's really bloody. It's like blood's everywhere and everything. That was a pretty good example for imagery. And then for my last rhetorical choice, I got a metaphor. Oranges are actually a really prominent metaphor in the movie. It's whenever Vito's on screen that I think it symbolizes his life. His life. You see, I'm gonna give you 3 examples. Whenever the first one is when Vito Corleone, the Godfather, he almost dies. He's actually carrying a bag of oranges, and he drops them. It kind of symbolizes the life fleeting away from him. The third one is actually he's eating an orange when he actually does die later on in the film. And then for the last one I have at the funeral, there's actually a huge stack of oranges in the background. You can see in the background. So I think it symbolizes actually his life, and it maybe his life force. That's what I would say. But yeah, that's what I got for The Godfather. And my name is Isaac Lopez, and thank you for listening to my podcast.